You'll drive for less at Sowers Ford. Sowers Ford Lincoln, 3930 Franklin, Michigan City, 219-879-5381. Or visit us at SowersFord.com.
Have you heard the good news about a company that started 4 years ago and worked at a relentless pace based entirely upon one simple premise? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news that you yourself can share stories about this same theme to others in your community? That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can celebrate a company that had a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can go to a place to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved. Want to see more? Want to read more? Want to hear more? Then go to LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
At Strack & Van Til, we think differently about groceries. We always have. So what does that mean? It means better, fresher, focused on you. Your neighborhood store that gives you more. It's quality, selection, the variety you want. Choice meats, deli, bakery, your one-stop shop. Everything on your list and all for less. With the savings you deserve and unbeatable service, that's different. That's built around you, and that's your Strack & Van Til.
Quality products from Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Dad, look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
You're not helping.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you anytime, anywhere, anyway.
Back here on the Arena Sports Network, the Afternoon Locker Room rolls on a Monday. This portion brought to you by Sowers Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury of Michigan City, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford and Lincoln dealer. Alvin Washington back here in the studios on the Afternoon Locker Room presented by Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. Number 573-200-6505. Jump on, chime in, do what you do best. You know what I mean? Speaking of knowing what folk mean, the topic of the day happened to pop up just out of absolutely nowhere. And I'm like, are we talking about this again? Yes, we're talking about this again. And there's 2 prongs to this. I'll start from the player side, the active player side. There has been some talk going on in the Seahawks locker room, if you depending on the report that you believe, that some players are saying that Russell Wilson, the Super Bowl winning quarterback of the Seahawks, isn't black enough. Huh? Say that again, America. He's not black enough? Wait a minute. Wait. Hold the ham biscuit up. Did I miss something in the translation when Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick went at it for the first time in the NFC Championships about 2-3 years ago? I don't know. I need some. I guess you could call it expert advice. Somebody that knows about this just as much as I do. Brian Snow from Snowman in the Morning, joining us on the Verizon Wireless Hotline. Brian, what in the ham biscuit just happened here to me?
First of all, who the hell opened their mouth to say this kind of nonsense? And second of all, who told this lie? Russell Wilson, I guess if they want to say Russell Wilson is not black enough, I guess they want to say, oh, I don't know, you just mentioned him, Colin Kaepernick is not black enough. I guess they want to say Doug Wilson is not black, Doug Williams, excuse me. They want to say Doug Williams is not black enough.
Shoot, boy, if they say Doug Williams is not black enough, somebody wrong. Doug Williams is black as the underneath of my shoe.
Let me flip the sport a little bit.
All right.
I guess they want to say Grant Fuhrer is not black enough.
Now that,
I guess they want to say Ray Emery is not black enough.
Oh,
something wrong with this picture?
Man, now Grant Fuhrer shocked me because I'm like, the last name of Fuhrer. I'm like, okay, you know, typical goalie in the NHL. Until I heard the situation that happened in Buffalo when he was with the Sabres. I'm like, Grant Fuhrer is black? They let black people play in the NHL? What the?
Yep.
So that caught my attention. I'm like, uh-oh.
And you know what the bad part is? It's 2014, almost 2015, and it's still going on. Selected cases, maybe, but at the same time, it's still a predominant problem that happens in sports when certain players are called out because of their color. And once again, it's happened to Colin Kaepernick already. It's happening to Russell Wilson. And it's going to continue to happen to them until they prove themselves otherwise, which I feel they don't have to do. They've already proven who they are.
You know something? As we continue this interesting talk about the blackness of certain players in pro sports here in the Afternoon Locker Room presented by Gigahertz, Brian Snow joining us from the Snowman in the Morning on the Verizon hotline. You know, Colin Kaepernick, say what you want. There have been things that he's done off the field, whether he's linked to them or not, that would definitely lead you to believe, yeah, this brother is black, is the night is long. But
and that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting on that shoe to drop. Think about it. They're waiting on that shoe to drop. It hasn't dropped with Russell Wilson, and I am praying it does not. Okay? I'm praying it doesn't happen with Colin Kaepernick. But they are waiting for that particular shoe to drop for their attitude to be, for their opinion, I should say, to be convinced that they are black. I got news for you. That's how they came into the league, and that's how they're going to go out.
Well, the same.
It's an unfair finger-pointing game is what it's coming out to be.
The same notion was brought up right after Seattle had beaten Carolina this week, 13-9 in the locker room. As a matter of fact, Richard Sherman was approached with that same question. Here's what he had to say. Rich,
I'd be surprised to hear anybody in this locker room say that he's not black enough or whatever they're saying out there. I think those kind of things are overshadowing his play. He's having a fantastic season, and they're talking about locker room things that nobody said. Anonymous sources and things like that could be made up by anyone.
As Richard Sherman, the Pro Bowl defensive back of the Seattle Seahawks, talking about perceived non-blackness of quarterback Russell Wilson. And listening to Richard Sherman, if you look at him straight up without him even opening his mouth, you'd say, yeah, he's the typical black guy in sports. Until he opens his mouth.
And there's a back door to that. There's a back door to that because what were people saying Super Bowl week in New Jersey? They were questioning Richard Sherman and the kind of person that he is, and where is the first place they attack? His collar. And you said it best, Alvin, until he opens his mouth, you would assume, and a lot of people made the incorrect assumption that he's a typical black person. Then you get shocked.
I mean, this man is Stanford educated. Now, mind you, he comes from Compton, California. He's proud to
educated.
He's proud to say
Stanford educated.
That's the wild thing. You know, you look at Colin Kaepernick, and Milwaukee native, graduated from Nevada Reno. This is his fourth year in the league, I understand?
Yeah, fourth year.
Fourth year. Would probably, if you look at how he plays, he would probably play like the typical black quarterback, even though he's biracial.
Yeah.
You know,
and they don't want to look at that story either, which has been aired a few times, especially before Colin Kaepernick played Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I thought it was kind of cool that Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick went at it in the NFC Championship that year. First time two black quarterbacks went at it for a conference title. You know, that was a beautiful thing.
From the standpoint of someone, myself being the parent of a biracial child, it's a question that's going to follow that person for the remainder of their lives. Influence is going to try to be had one way or another. And if there's one thing that, you know, I want to show Donna, is that you embrace both sides of the family, no matter what color or race or whatever. You embrace both sides of the family. That's what Liz and I are trying to teach our daughter right now.
Brian Snow from Snowman in the Morning joining us here on the Afternoon Locker Room, presented by Gigahertz. Brian and all of our guests here on the Afternoon Locker Room appear courtesy of the Verizon Wireless Hotline. Verizon Wireless and the cellular connection in Michigan City doing their part to make sure you're connected to America's most trusted 4G LTE network. Let me go to the other side of the coin here with the article that Charles Barkley did with AL.com.
Oh boy.
Now the quote says, unintelligent blacks are brainwashed to choose street cred over success. He was talking about this on a Philadelphia sports talk show, Afternoons with Anthony Gargano and Rob Ellis. He was asked on his opinion of the very guy we're talking about, Russell Wilson. Quote says, as such, we as black people are never going to be successful, not because of you white people, but because of other black people. When you are black, you have to deal with so much crap in your life from other black people. Now, just this afternoon, saw an article attacking Charles Barkley's very comments to the fact of saying that he is the problem. Now, granted, just like Russell Wilson, Charles Barkley, if I remember correctly, is married to somebody. I believe he's married to somebody white.
Yes.
However, and this is something that I think a lot of prominent blacks on both sides of this issue deal with a lot. It's especially when it comes to somebody's spouse. Now, as we said this morning on Snowman in the Morning, it was kind of smooth that Russell Wilson just straight cut his wife off after the Super Bowl. I'm like, that was smooth in a mug, Pip. But, you know, it is what it is. Tell you what, let's take a short break because I want to speak a little bit more on this because we're running up against the break. But stay on with us, Brian. You know, this is getting good. Folks,
this is getting heated, man.
Yeah, stay right here, folks. Do not move a muscle. We're back in a flash talking the blackness in sports as it pertains to when Russell Wilson and other prominent black athletes. This is the Arena Sports Network, and you're listening to the Afternoon Locker Room presented by Gigahertz.
If you are in Northwest Indiana or near Michigan City, LaPorte, Hobart, Burns Harbor, Valparaiso, Chesterton, South Bend, or Portage, there is no comparison to the other dealers around town to Sowers Ford Lincoln in Michigan City. Get your best price on Ford trucks, Focus, F-150, Explorer, Escape, and Lincoln MKS, MKT, and more. as well as Fiesta, Fusion, Taurus, and Mustang. We welcome you to Sowers Ford Lincoln Dealership in Michigan City, Northwest Indiana.